So hello everyone, welcome back to the GenAI Veyt series. My name is Amandine de Veyt. I'm the Data and AI Go-to-Market Lead for the Netherlands. And today I am joined in this session by Gabrielle. Gabrielle, hello.
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. So hi, my name is Gabrielle Davelaar. I'm a senior AI global black belt, which means is that I get to work with a lot of customers on their most urgent AI topics. And today I will be talking to you about responsible AI at Microsoft.
A topic that is so important, Gabrielle, that I would like for us first to explain a little bit. What is this concept of responsible AI?
Got it. So before actually going into this, Amandine, let's talk about our journey at Microsoft first, because I think it will tell you a lot of what that journey looks like and how long that is already taking place within Microsoft.
Amazing, let's do it.
So in 2016, we actually started with our responsible AI journey. Satya Nadella actually wrote an article about this, of what that should look like and what that should look like for Microsoft. So critical in that is actually our beginning of the journey of AI and responsible AI, but it also had to do with a very public scenario that we had with Twitter. It also gives you a good understanding that, you know, it's also something that we had to learn along the way. And we are still learning all the steps in between how to get there. And it's actually a continuous process. It's something that is done before. So we'll talk a little bit about that today. As you can see, we're already in 2024 and already made a lot of progress in between 2016 and 2024. So in 2023, it was a very important year because we launched a lot of applications, products, services, and with that also came a lot of responsibilities. And we also had to learn a lot from our side. So let's go a little bit further on that.
Yes, and if I may, we have this journey that we've been through, right, Gabrielle? And I just wonder, how do you get this landed in an organization, right? How do you get people to adopt the concept of responsible AI?
Yes. So I think foremost, the most important thing to realize in this is that it is across our full organization. Whether you're an intern or whether you're Satya Nadella yourself, everyone is practicing responsible AI. And on top of that, we are also focusing on 3 key areas. So we look into research, what is happening in that space, how can we evolve even more there? But also on the policy side, a lot is happening. So GDPR, the AI EU Act is also a critical version of that where we are looking at policy. And then lastly, engineering. So also practical things. How can I make my organization from a practical standpoint ready for AI? And all together, we bring these components within our organization, but also external to our customers. And we'll tell a little bit later what that entails also for your organization.
That's very interesting. So this is how you implemented an organization from more of a governance perspective end-to-end and the people and process of responsible AI. Where did this lead us to as Microsoft? And how are we seeing responsible AI in practice? What are our key pillars on it?
Yes, great question. So let's go to that. So we have within Microsoft responsible AI principles. So what I see with a lot of customers actually is that, yeah, but it's only about bias, right? It's way more than only about bias. And as you can see with the AI principles that we have here, it is across a lot of different areas. So we have fairness, we have reliability and safety, privacy and security, inclusivity, transparency and accountability. And I think a key one that I also think, especially last year, what we've seen and which I can applaud a lot, if we want to democratize AI for everyone worldwide, that also means is that we need to make it available for everyone worldwide. So accessibility is also a key one in there. inclusiveness in this regard for people with a disability, where we have over 1 million people worldwide that are suffering from some type of disability, is critical in this. And then, for example, what we also have, the accountability, right? If something does go wrong, what do we do? How do we follow up on it? How do we make sure that it doesn't happen again? So these are key areas that we are focusing on within Microsoft, but we're also challenging our customers on.
I appreciate you bringing clarity on those principles, and I believe that it helps organizations look in a similar direction. And when we set ourselves up for success, I imagine that from an AI perspective and our responsible AI, we have ambitions and goals we want to achieve attached to these principles.
Absolutely.
Can you clarify a bit what those goals are so we are a bit more transparent towards our own individual ambition as Microsoft?
Absolutely.
Amazing, thanks.
So let's look at that, right? So if we look at our own standard goals at a glance that we have, you can see that they're again in those buckets of accountability, transparency, fairness, reliability and safety, privacy and security, but also inclusiveness. And I think what you also see with some of those is that some is really focused more on practical parts, some more on a little bit more fluid, as in conversations that you would need to have within your organizations, things that you need to challenge people on, or also even challenge kind of how you would like to proceed in that in the future. And I think that's also reflected in our own organization, right? So if you look at our own goals at a glance from the standards that we have, it's about an impact assessment, for example. How much impact are we resulting when rolling out a certain AI service? Can we talk something about reliability and safety, so that when something does fail, what are we going to do next? But also more on the privacy and security aspect. So what you also see in a lot of our AI services, we ask clients to also comply with certain things where we see a risk. So for example, with the Face API, we have a very clear standard of where we say, we'll be allowing customers to use it for these type of use cases. For others, we see too much of a risk to actually provide that search.
I understand, and I like that we show the transparency around each of these pillars have some more details to it.
Yes.
And so we've talked about what responsible AI is. We talked about how to bring it in an organization. We shared the principles that we're standing by when it comes to responsible AI. How do we bring all this together? The principles are a way to go to, but is there a framework? Is there a model that we go after? Can you share more on that?
Also, in that case, we absolutely do. And I think what I love about this, we actually have an anatomy of the responsible AI standard, right? So we have principles on the upper layer. We talked a little bit about that, right? Which is enduring values guide our responsible AI work. Mm-hmm. It's very, very critical. What are our principles? Like, it's not only something that you have within your home, but also at your work. What are the type of principles that we live by in our organization? And that also accounts for AI. Then we have it a little bit more practical. Say, what are the outcomes that we need to secure, right? How do we actually get there a little bit more? Then the third one is requirements. What are those requirements? What are the steps that we must take in order to actually achieve and secure those goals that we would like to secure, right? And then lastly, more the practical side, and that's something that we offer more and more within Microsoft, but also to our customers.
Of course.
Tools and practices. So what are the tools and practices that I can use within my organization to get there? And if we look back at how we started our conversation, 2017, a lot was not there yet in terms of tools and practices, but we developed them along the way, improved them, and achieved them.
I really like to see how humble we also are in our journey. And you mentioned it, it's an ongoing process, yes. Right? And whilst we had to transform and we provide a platform, so we need to transform, our customer also have this challenge. Absolutely. And responsible AI must be at the forefront of any innovation that we bring to market. But it can sometimes be vague.
Yes.
How can we make it more concrete? How can we help our customer bring responsible AI to their organization.
Yes. So with that, we also, with making AI available to everyone and to democratize AI and the goal for democratization, we also say, how can we support? What are our own learnings? And can we actually maybe share them? And we can. And I think this is great. We have an impact assessment template, something based on what we also internally do within Microsoft. We have our transparency notes, right? Which is, I think, one of the topics we see coming by pretty much every week with the question, for example, with Azure OpenAI, will my data be used for training the additional model, a new model? That's something that you can find back in the transparency notes. We're very clear and open about that, what you can expect from us from a responsible AI perspective. And we do that through, for example, the transparency notes. And then lastly, we also have our responsible AI standards. It's something that we have as a deck available that people can use within their own organization and change to what their principles are within their organization. So by sharing that information of our own learnings internally into an external document, such as the transparency notes, the impact assessments, or the responsible AI standards, we also hope that people get a better view of what we do within Microsoft and how they can leverage that for their own organization.
Amazing, Gabrielle. I think that today you've helped customers and partners out there understand better the concept when we say responsible AI. I hope that you now have some tools to bring back to your organization and adopt this for yourself. It is crucial that we are all concerned about responsible AI. As innovation is at the forefront, it is our responsibilities and your responsibilities as leaders to make sure that we think of the greater good of humanity. And with this, Gabrielle, I would like to thank you for joining us. Welcome. And for being so transparent on our own Microsoft journey. And as any other company, we got to put ourselves out there. So
absolutely.
Thank you very much, and see you in the next GenAI series video. Thank you.
Thank you.